by the way.
Yeah.
So we have to... Good evening and welcome to Freedom is a Constant Struggle with your host, Kilu Nyasha. And tonight I am just delighted to welcome Elbert Big Man Howard, one of the founding members of the Black Panther Party, and Billy X Jennings. I call him BJ, which is why I had to hesitate. And he's the Panther historian. Big Man is an author, lecturer, and activist, is one of the 6 founding members of the BPP, who was Deputy Minister of Information and editor of the Black Panther Newspaper. He's authored Panther on the Prowl, Each One Teach One, and wrote the foreword for Up Against the Wall by Curtis Austin. He currently lives in Sonoma County, where he helped found the PACH, Police Accountability Clinic and Helpline in Santa Rosa. He can be reached, you can learn more about Big Man through his website, and that's on screen, bigmanbpp.com. And Billy Jennings, Black Panther historian, is one of the original Oakland Panthers who joined the party in 1968 at age 17. Billy has been the primary organizer of It's About Time BPP Alumni Committee reunions beginning in 1996. He has traveled far and wide, putting the programs and exhibits to keep the Black Panther legacy alive, including the famous Yerba Buena Center for the Arts exhibit of 2006 in San Francisco. He's also active in the struggle to free all political prisoners. Welcome, BJ and Big Man. I'm just delighted to have you here in the studio. And this is a very special date. This is August 7th. And August 7th, 1970 was the day that Jonathan Jackson, 17 years old, a Panther who attempted to rescue his brother, George Jackson, and the other 2 Soledad brothers, John Clouchet and Fleta Drumgo, from San Quentin Prison. They were up on charges, on murder charges, behind the murder of a guard in Soledad, that was in retaliation for the blatant murder of W.L. Nolan, Sweet Jugs Miller, and Cleveland Edwards on the yard of Soledad Prison in January of 1970. This was a guerrilla action in which Jonathan raided the Marin County Courthouse, took the judge, 3 jurors, and the prosecutor hostage, tossed guns to William Christmas, James McLean, and Rochelle McGee. Tried to, after they got all the hostages into a van, Jonathan tried to drive the van to a radio station where he attempted to, he was planning to expose to the world the atrocious conditions behind the walls, the murders, the brutalities being meted out against black prisoners, and to free the Soledad brothers. I'll stop there and ask BJ to talk about the funeral of Jonathan. You were a pallbearer, I believe.
Yes.
And to elaborate on that, the significance of August 7th.
Well, August 7th, to me and most party members, was a very important date. That whole week was very significant because prior to Jonathan Jackson's actions in Marin County, Huey P. Newton was released August 5th, 2 days before this action. And the reaction to most party members, we all immediately thought it was a very heroic act, and we thought that he set the correct example and in what he did in sacrificing his life at such a young age. But the funeral was a powerful, emotional thing, which I think about very often, his funeral and George's funeral. But his funeral brought out a lot of people who knew about the struggle of the prisoners. And so with the articles that ran in the paper, there was a big turnout. There was like thousands of people in the street that came out to support Jonathan. And it was the first time anything like that had happened in modern time.
Oh, yeah. We call it the Courthouse Slave Rebellion. And Big Man, what were your feelings at the time?
Well, actually, I felt devastated at the time because it looked like it was going to be no holds barred in killing Panthers and Panther associates. And just following year after Jonathan was murdered, they just out and out assassinated his brother in San Quentin,
George Jackson.
And it seemed like the FBI had opened everything up. As a matter of fact, August 25th of '67, classified memos, FBI memos, went out to neutralize, discredit, disrupt the Black Liberation Movement, which at the time mainly was the Black Panther Party, which gave them the go-ahead, all law enforcement, the go-ahead to just assassinate and murder and kill Panthers primarily. And actually when they did that on the Panthers, they were attacking the black community. It was all-out effort to shut our organization down and to kill anybody associated with us. In August of '68, the Newark Black Panther Party office was raided and firebombed by the police. And the list for August goes on and on.
Oh, yes.
I had the, I can't call it a pleasure, but responsibility, I guess you call it, to go to Attica prison in New York when there was a major rebellion going on by the prisoners in that institution, and they requested that the Black Panther Party come up and be part of the negotiating team to try to resolve the situation. And the prisoners were rebelling because of, well, ill treatment, first of all, lack of any compensation for work, any training, or bad food, no health care,
exactly,
and all those things. And so, it was a major rebellion, and of course,